What an awesome day it is here. I mean, a picture perfect day. Temperature mid-70s in Tooele, Utah, for the Utah Motorsports Campus. Is the midway point after this final race. Championship of Utah. Don't want to see that taken off for one of our guys. But again, ski slopes are open. Just want to remind everybody, I believe it was Snowbird that was open today, and people still skiing in 70, 80 degree temperature. High was about 80 degrees today. Things are starting to cool down just a little bit. Dropped down to 79 unofficially. Feels like it's 79. There's still a 20% chance of rain, and this will be the first time I think we haven't had any type of precipitation at a MotoAmerica stop for 2019. Alex Dumas, how's he going to do? Let's find out here very shortly, because he is the pole sitter. His fastest time earlier today, a 1:36.23. That is about 4/10 faster than Michael Barnes on the Ducati. He and, or actually Barnes and Joe Blasius, who's going to be on the inside of that front row, were like kind of tenths off here and there. And then every time Alex Dumas would just throw it down a heater, and he just really separated himself. But what does the old veteran have up his sleeve? Michael Barnes. All right, let's go down to Jonathan Green with another one of our riders, Danielle Diaz.
Hang on 1 second, boys. Right, Danielle, I wanted to see this smile on TV. Danielle, we've been watching you race. You got some work to do against these boys today. How do you feel?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I'm more of a racer than I am a qualifier, so I'm definitely looking up to make some positions that I didn't necessarily gain earlier in the weekend, so I'm excited.
Is MotoAmerica doing what it wanted for you in terms of moving you forward?
Yeah, no, I believe so. They're doing good. You know, I'm happy to be here. Always love being here, so it's a treat for me.
We want to see that smile at the end of this race. Watch out for Danielle on the number 86. Come with me, because I just seen the cowboy hat of Chris Lilligard. He's always a little bit of fun. He's getting a last-minute prayer by the look. Yeehaw, my friend! Come on, brope it!
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We'll get this out.
Oh my word! Let's get his teeth in. Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
Man, we got a new motor from SA Motoring, Sam McDonald. Got the suspension done. Dustin Apgar got out there with Gilliman Racing. Carbon Smith's got the airbox for us and did everything.
Yeah, but never mind about that. What about you? How you doing?
I'm feeling great. I ate all them beans. Earlier, so we'll see if we can give some beans.
All right, give it some beans. Let's move forward.
He's on the gas then, Jonathan.
Talking to me, come with me, because this gets really interesting. Now, what is Jason Madama doing here?
Jason, once his umbrella girl is not good looking.
Jason, who is this beautiful lady?
So my friend Richard here from Apex Assassins lost a bet, and we own a wedding company, and so this is the repercussion, man.
This is a repercussion. How you feeling? Comfortable there?
You know, surprisingly, this dress fits me like a champ.
Wow, you heard it first. Fits like a champ. How do you feel about the race today?
Man, I wish I was a little further up to get with these guys, but I think I can get a good start, and I'm hoping I can latch on and stick with them. So
we got to ask, what was the bet?
It's a bet between me and that guy right there.
Okay, well, he's winning right now, but you look good. All right, let's get further down. I can see Barnesy just about to get on board. Let's see if we can get with some serious boys here, because Barnesy wants a win. He's got that Ducati. He looks good. He's climbing on. Looks like the lone Utah drifter here. How are you, Michael? What do you reckon?
Just going to try to get a really good start. That's the key. It's hard to pass on this track, so hopefully I don't wheelie it again. This thing's kind of tough to get off the line, but once we get settled in, hopefully we just bring it home with a W.
Now, what about this kid alongside? I mean, you're not going to let this whippersnapper get you, are you?
I try to never let these guys beat me, but, you know, they're getting faster and faster as they get older.
All right, well, we'll let you get back on that Ducati monster. Let's have a quick talking of whippersnappers. Let's talk to Alex Dumas. Hey, my man, look at that smile. How do you feel? You're against the old man, Michael Barnes, former Daytona winner. What do you reckon? Can you do it?
I think so, yeah. All weekend long, I've been in the first place in all sessions, and I really feel confident. And I just can pound some 36s in the qualifying, so I feel really good.
How do you go about a plan for a race like this? You've got pole position, that's only half of it. Do you try to lead all the way, or just see what happens at the first corner?
For sure, I want to be first in the first corner, and just trying to manage a little gap if I can, and then just stay there for the whole race and take the win.
Well, listen, I'm going to take a nap, a siesta for half an hour. You put some work in, and I'll see you on the podium. It looks as though we're about done. Let's see if Chris Ulrich has got a word. Who of your men do you think you're going to come good on the Suzuki?
Man, I'm okay with either one, to be honest with
But
you.
are they set? There's no problems so far. They look so relaxed in qualifying.
Yeah, they did. You know, it's step by step. We've been working on it, and they've been improving. So, I mean, I think anything's, you know, going to be a little bit less exciting than that super sport race. So I'm still trying to recover from Bobby's win.
I'll bet we all are. Well, that's the latest down here. It's cooling down. There's a bit more wind. There's a bit more cloud. Robbie, back to you. Let's go racing.
Thank you, brother. And, yeah, Alex Dumas, he was talking about throwing down 36s. I love Chris knows where Dumas is faster than Blasius. I'm curious to see where Dumas is faster than everyone. Forget just his own teammate, Joe Blasius. Yeah, look for the import team. As you see, the Canadian, the pole sitter, Alex Dumas. He said he can throw down those 36s. I think he can do just that. Michael Barnes, the veteran, on the Ducati. What has he got left in the tank there? Chris Turner is going to be just behind Alex Dumas. There's a guy you can look for as well. Chris Turner, another front runner that could put a charge in it. Started off the year in a bad way with a couple DNFs, but coming off of that fourth place finish of the last round at Road Atlanta. Drake Beecham, the one that I still question, what is he just having a bad day or what? But 3.5 seconds arrears Alex Dumas is not right for the guy who won literally the last round at Road America in this class. Track is totally different, not a high-speed track. Road America was the case there. Ned Brown in the 298 into Escape Racing entry. My boy Jim Whitten, Cliff Ramsdale, Carl Price on row number 8. Some veterans of the sport, some Southwest competitors, Clifton Ramsdale in between. We'll see if Carl can work his way up through the pack on that plasticsurgeryracing.com entry. He's the fastest plastic surgeon in the field. There's the 16 of Alex Dumas. He's the pole sitter. He'll also be leading that Road Racing World Young Guns entry. The M4 team has that front row, 2 of the top 3 positions, and there's kind of a test start for Michael Barnes. We saw it at Road Atlanta, race number 2, where he couldn't keep that front wheel on the ground, dumping the clutch. I mean, you almost want to burn that clutch up, letting it out with these bikes. You see 229 holding his hand up, said, hey, hang on. Darren James saying, don't run me over. Ruthless Racing out of Canada, Deep Cove, BC. All the Canadian fans out there. There's one of the arm bomb entries, Curtis Murray. Poulos built R Bomb Engineering, Suzuki 180. Look for him. Well, boy, Jonathan Green back up there, up here booth side. Good to have you. Still hot out there, I'm guessing, as things starting to heat up here on the track. Warm-up lap for these guys. I really have to think Alex Dumas is the cream of the crop, but can the wily old veteran Michael Barnes stay with him long enough, see what he's doing, maybe make up some of that deficit? Because 4/10 is a ton in qualifying.
When you look across the grid and you see that you're up against a 16-year-old, you've got to have a second thought, surely.
Well, a few young riders. As you look at the championship points, top 3, 2 of the top 3 are, or a few of the top 3 are young guns. Chris Parrish is still leading right now, and you see where Parrish starts from. Trying to find where Parrish starts from. Starts in 7th place, so Parrish will start on the outside of row 3. Currently leading that championship points hunt, but you saw the difference. Only 3 points ahead of Michael Barnes. Beecham with 5 behind. Curtis Murray in the 180, 6 behind. This is really our tightest class of all 5 categories. 6 points separate our top 4.
Again, I'm going to say it again. The key to this race, first corner. Dumas has got a choice. If he lets Barnes go, it's over.
I think it's important for Michael Barnes to get to that first turn up there in first. I'm really not sure.
Especially with the 2 Suzukis there.
Yeah, I'm really not sure Dumas needs to be. It seems to carry so much speed. He's lightweight. I mean, Barnes not a big guy, but he's bigger than Dumas. Let's see the Suzuki sandwich, see how it plays out. You got a Ducati in the middle, the 111 of Michael Barnes. We're ready to go. This is a 13-lap affair. Red lights out. Great start by Dumas.
Oh, superb start from Dumas. And backwards, sadly, is going Barnesy.
Turner also looking at 38 on the outside. Turner goes around. Barnes goes from second row to third spot on the start. And Joe Blasius, we got a couple of Suzukis, 1 and 2, so the Road Racing World team's loving it. Chris Ulrich said, yep, just what I expected.
See, I knew I needed to talk to Danielle Diaz. Look, she's already moved up the board. She's got a couple of places already.
Excellent job. Diaz started in 17th place.
Good clean start.
There's our track cam. Barnes back there just inside the top 5, although he started second. He's going to get some pressure for those guys. Taking an outside lane. Barnes back in 4th. You see Chris Turner, the 38. Started on that second row, but he turned it into a good start. He's currently 3rd. Now starting to put the pressure on Joe Blasius. Thinks better of it, and a good idea there. But Dumas, don't go battling too hard for second, because Dumas will check out.
Good start from the 180. Curtis Murray also got a good start from 5th. He's moved up now.
Cooper McDonald, the 120, you seeing him up there. He's starting to close in. He's about 6th. He started in 7th or 8th place, or actually 10th. So he's gained some advantage on this first lap. They're going down hard.
Nasty crash there by Chris Turner. And yep, that's the last turn he's making today.
Oh, man.
Sad.
Turner was so good, took advantage of that start, top 3, and just throws it down in that clubhouse corner.
Yeah, he's going to go back to the clubhouse, I'm afraid.
You know what this kind of reminds me, wasn't it at Atlanta where we saw Turner up in front and throw it away a couple of times?
Alex Dumas doing exactly what I hoped he would do. He got a brilliant start. He's just done the fastest lap on that first lap. No surprise. 137.9. Here it is again.
Watch the 38 on the inside. He comes in hot and just loses the front end, just low side, straight off the track.
I tell you what, Blasius did a very good job of avoiding him.
Yeah, he did. He was in a good spot. And just frustration taking over, and really kind of no one to blame there but himself.
Yeah, tough day.
And we saw it earlier. You know, I said that about Turner. Better, he thought better of it the lap before. He come in a little hot that time, a little too hot.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, look at this.
Some more action midfield.
120. Is that the 120?
That's Curtis Murray again, just getting overtaken by Chris Parrish, I think. And Madama just ahead of them.
Yeah, Parrish, the defending champ. That's why he has that number 1 plate, Madama. You can identify him very easily with that 213 and those bright colors. Sponsored by Conquest CBD and Riders Law Racing out of Indian Hills, Colorado.
Plus his fiance in the white dress on the side there.
Oh my gosh, you had to do that. We got to find the inside story there. It wasn't a bet with his own rider. So when you have an intra-grid bets, that didn't end well for his umbrella dude.
Chris Lilligard, who I spoke to on the grid, moving up to 11th position. He just put a new motor in. That's what he was talking about, the SA motor he just put in. So he's definitely helped him move up the grid.
Moving up 3 spots currently, Lilligard.
How about Barnesy? Just did the fastest lap on the second lap at 36.9. So Barnesy putting his head down now. There you go, confirmation. 9.98 by Barnesy in 2nd place at the moment. And he's still plenty of time with 10 to go.
2-second advantage for Dumas, so you knew Mards didn't want to let him go, but I was wondering, okay, was Dumas that fast? You know, Blasius has the same bike. For the most part, it might be set up a little bit different. We know he's got the same equipment. You don't want Blasius to get in there in the mix, but Blasius is still thinking about what happened to Turner a little bit earlier, too, so have to shake that off. We'll see if Blasius can put in a fast time. His fastest lap of the race, everybody's fast lap, that last one around. Makes sense, though. They completed 2 laps.
And Barnesy's gone quick again in the first sector, so I expect Barnesy to catch him. I really do.
Seeing the one, and Parrish still putting the pressure on, trying to get up there with Jason Madama.
It's a great view from there, isn't it? Looking down the hill. Bad attitude, the last of the 3.
Into the Tuella turn. Hard left. There's one little kink. You see that? It looks like a left-hand bend, just slight bend. They're full tilt. There's no backing out in that little kink. There's where we saw Turner go down. Yep. The 38 went down earlier on that second lap into that hard left-hand turn. Now the right they call wind up and then release.
And keep an eye on the gap between them. It's 1.5 seconds. It's come down half a second as again Barnes goes quickest. 1:36.9 this time. And 3 or 4 riders all getting their fastest times in on this third lap. But Barnesy making inroads.
Sorry, look at Cooper McDonald. Started in 10th place.
Yeah.
Cooper McDonald in 4th right now. And I mean, he looks fast. He might be able to close in on Joe Blasius. He gets him in his sights. Who knows? But yeah, Cooper McDonald, his fastest lap of the race, a 1:38.08.
There he is, right in front of you on the 120.
But you look at the fastest lap of the race, a 1:36.9. So that's about 1.1 seconds quicker than we were talking about Cooper McDonald, just 2 places behind. When I say the fastest lap of the race, that is Michael Barnes that has turned that. But Alex Dumas just turned it up, the fastest in Sector 1, a 45.1. Compare that to Barnesy's 45.3. So 0.2 quicker than Michael Barnes.
And there you see the gap between the leaders. The youngster on the number 16, Alex Dumas. And as I was keep talking to Chris about him, because there's no question that they're looking to the future with this kid. He's got a lot of composure. You saw as he spoke on the grid at the beginning there. He knew exactly what his plan was, and look how he executed it superbly off the line. But now Barnesy's starting to reel him in. The gap was 1.5 seconds, and Barnesy's done another fastest Sector 2. So he's got to be careful now as Dumas, because there's certainly time, and Barnesy's a wily old fox. Once he gets a sniff, he will not hold back. And much as he might be a nice guy, he likes to win.
And we do see that Dumas does have a pit board out that last time around, P1+1. So they're telling him he's only a second ahead. He was really about a second and a half.
And in fact, he just did his first fastest lap of the race too.
But I was curious to see if they had that pit board out, because if you're out in front and you don't really have anything to judge somebody unless you have to see them when you're turning around. But Barnes is close enough, that's not going to happen. Barnes does have that rabbit up in front.
And actually, McDonald's done a really good job, and you're right. He's caught Blasius now, and he's within touching distance. And I think if he can just tuck himself up for the rest of this lap, he might have a bite into turn 1 on the next lap. Blasius struggling a little bit to hold off McDonald now as we head down for the rest of this lap anyway. Looking a little further back down. Here's that battle between Curtis Murray, Drake Beecham, and Jeffrey Tiggett in 9th position.
So Beecham obviously starting to sort things out now. I wonder if it was just a time thing. We saw him with mechanical difficulties as an electrical connection. Simple part, but we'll see where Drake Beecham, how far he can move up. But the biggest guy on the move has been Cooper McDonald, the 120. You see second in that picture, sticking a nose in there. That's the number 1 of Chris Parrish. He won here last year, but when you look at the field, a few less riders. There were 8 riders last year. There's 20 plus out here today.
And through he goes. Look at that. Nicely done. And yeah, shaking his head was Chris then a moment ago, but this is getting really neat now between these two, because Blasius under massive pressure now.
Blasius still holding on that final podium spot, but knocking on the door. Cooper McDonald. McDonald, the first race with us was at the last round at Road America. Finished with 6 points. That was a 10th place. He's much better than that now. Driving to the inside. Can he stick a nose in? No. Blasius kind of chops the nose. He just, takes down that line.
Yeah, he lost a lot of ground there.
He should have went ahead and got to the left. When he tucked inside and didn't make that pass, that really cost the 120 of Cooper McDonald.
Well, Dumas and Barnes at the front, swapping fastest laps. Dumas goes again, quickest, 1:36.827. Michael Barnes just put in his fastest lap, and the gap stays at 1.6 seconds.
Yeah, about that 1.6 second range. So holding ground is Alex Dumas. You see that, lap number 5. We've got 8 laps to go in this Twins Cup event. Quick run through the field. Alex Dumas, Michael Barnes, Joe Blasius on top of the podium as it stands now, with McDonald and Madama rounding out the top 5. The defending champion, defending race winner, Chris Parrish in 6th, followed by Curtis Murray. Drake Beecham moving up through the pack now in 8th. Tigert and Daniel Adams rounding out the top 10. And your boy Chris Lilligard in the 473 in 11th place. As it stands now, Danielle Diaz working up from 13th. She started in 17th position.
She's going to be happy with that. That's in the points, and so too, as we say, that's Steven Shakespeare.
Down. Our second Ducati goes down. He was in 17th place that last time around. Remember, you get points for the top 15 places. Those guys are pushing for everything they can to get points. He's in there hard, hits one little bump and tucks the front end. you know, something upset that front end as he was on the brake, and it sent that Ducati down.
Yeah,
that's a new bike. The first time we saw it was on RA.
He just done his fastest lap at 143.378 as well. So, alas, poor Yorick, we knew him well. Shakespeare down.
And 2 brutes. So somebody took out old Caesar that time. Oh, man. We're going to use them all today.
Drake Beecham up to 7th now, behind Parrish.
Barnesy not looking too bad. He's 2 seconds down, but I mean, it looks like he's still trying to keep that Mo going. The momentum. We're halfway through this race, 7 laps to go, just on the other side of halfway. I say that, and he's trying to keep pace, and then he actually looks back. You're not trying to keep pace when you're looking rear.
No, that's true, and he's gapped it back up to 2 seconds. So really good job by the kid to hold off Barnesy, who is, like I said, one of the foxes of AMA and now MotoAmerica. But Barnesy's seen it all, and the kid's doing a really good job. Alex Dumas holding him off at the moment.
Haven't seen it across the stripe, but now you're going to see it. Cooper McDonald is into 3rd place because Joseph Palacios behind. Again, it'll change whenever they cross the stripe on the official score, but look at that race. That's 3rd, 4th, and 5th right there, and then these guys are hauling tail, and they're trying to get as many points as they can, but McDonald has really worked his way up through the field. I mean, he started in 10th. He's currently 3rd, and maybe that's why Michael Barnes is looking back, but he has about a 7-second advantage over McDonald right now.
This is a great battle these 4 are having, really is. Superb stuff, and this is the battle for the podium.
And they can look to their left right there and see both Alex Dumas way ahead, Michael Barnes in 2nd. Barnes now 3 seconds behind. So, yeah, once he looked back, I think shut her down Charlie Brown because he went from 2 seconds to 3 seconds. He's worried about what's happening behind him. And it's one heck of a race. Jason Madama now trying to stick his nose in there. 4th, trying to make it 3rd, trying to get by Cooper McDonald. Cooper McDonald in that 120. Again, passed a lot of people. Maybe put a little beat down on those Dunlop tires, making the passes.
Well, the thing is, as you said, he's come from 10th, and now he's got a sniff of the podium. He ain't going to relinquish it anytime soon. So he's really going to hang on here if he can.
Jason Madama, the Conquest CBD Riders Law Racing Machine, and going down.
Off goes Chris.
There goes your defending champ. No, that.
It is Chris
Yep,
Parrish.
It is Parrish. For a second, I saw the 128 must be his local number. But, yeah, the number 1 rider going down, the defending champion of the series. Yeah, and that talk about the champion of the series, there's your series points leader that goes down. We saw how tight. There was only 6 points separating our top 4. And you know who this really helps? Alex Dumas. He gets max points with a victory. Let's take a look at what happened. Look at the rider 4th. Oh, stepped out. That's the first step out we've really seen from the rear end.
Nasty traction, but he's okay. But like you say, that changes the championship, and as we see it from the rear view, it's a real rollover, isn't it?
And that, you know, Dumas with victories, that's where you can gain the most advantage. 5-point difference between 1st and 2nd. But with Chris Parrish being out in front, he's going to get a max advantage. He's going to gain 25 points on Chris Parrish, and Alex Dumas was only 28 coming into this round. So let's see what Michael Barnes, he steps up. You know, at 2nd place will still give him 20 points. That's a pretty strong day. Puts him in the points lead.
But Alex Dumas doing a really good job of controlling this race now, and he's now 4.2 seconds up the road as we continue to watch his battle for 3rd place.
Great call. Jason Madama, 7th in points, 39 points behind Chris Parrish. You see the 213. Look at it. He's frustrated. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. I think that bike.
It's missing. I think it's missing either a cylinder or missed a gear because he just shook his head and sat up then, and he's still going. But look.
Yeah, I don't think missing one shift would get him that frustrated. No. You know, that's something you don't even look around for, but just for a brief second, that bike's hurting. Can he limp it in? I mean, he's got a good advantage. That last time around, where was Madama? Those guys had probably about 4 seconds over Drake Beecham. So Beecham's day started off horrible. He might work his way inside the top 5. There he is. There's the 77. Hey, he's got some pressure from Jeff Tigert and Curtis Murray just behind, though, as well. So Beecham's day is not done, but we know he had to work past these guys to get into 6th.
Jump start, 213. Jason Madama. That's what it is. Possibly.
But you don't back down. We saw that on our graphic, but you don't back down, do you? That's a time penalty. That may be a drive-through penalty, a ride-through penalty. You don't just stop because you jumped the start. But, yeah, good call there, seeing the purple underneath. And they do have video review for those starts. And sometimes if you jump and don't gain an advantage, you let them go and then you take off again, they won't incur a penalty. We saw that with one of the EBC Break Superbike riders yesterday.
Oh, in comes him for his...
So that was frustration. I don't think there was anything wrong with that bike, but I also question whether he knew what to do.
Well, either way, he's in.
So Madama's probably going to have a stop and go here or just a straight run through. And let's take a look at that start, Madama, the colorful colors.
Oof.
Did you see it?
Not really. I mean, he's right in the center of the picture there, but it didn't really look that bad to me.
Third row middle, right dead center, just underneath.
Yeah. Now I see it. Yeah, easy.
Yeah, a slow roll ahead of time. I think if he would have stopped and backed off and then did it again, it might have penalized him because he kept that roll going. That's why they did it. I wonder if that's something that the officials pointed out or if they were pointed to directions. Hey, you might want to take a look.
So you could say his grid girl got a shotgun wedding.
It's never going to end, is it?
No.
Never going to end.
Dumas, though, is 5.4 seconds up the road now. Really doing a good job on the 16. He's getting in traffic now. He's going so well with 4 to go.
80-16, that's the Road Racing World Young Gun Suzuki. That Suzuki SV650 well out in front of Michael Barnes, Cooper McDonald. How about his run?
It's great, isn't it?
He goes from 10th to 3rd. Old McDonald's pretty darn fast.
E-I go.
Yeah, and Drake Beecham in 6th place as well. But yeah, you see Jason Madama with that ride-through penalty. He drops back to 8th spot. Murray in 7th, just in front of him. So a little blip right there for the 16 of Alex Dumas. 3 laps remaining now for these riders that come down the front straight. You see Michael Barnes back there in 2nd. But look at that differential, 7.5 seconds.
One of the few bespectacled riders out there. Cooper McDonald doing a really good job. I'm really pleased for him. I hope he does make it to the podium because he's going to have a huge grin on his face.
Joseph Blasius not backing down. He wants in that podium. You see how he's closing in on McDonald. He had his fastest sector just a moment ago that last time around, so he's still pushing Sector 1, especially a 45.9 that last time around. You know that's what Chris Ulrich wants. He's like, I get it. He might have been quicker a little bit later. I'm happy to see you not back off.
Yeah, very true. Tell you what, Daniel Diaz coming up again. She's up to 12th now.
Can she make it inside that top 10? I like Blasius. Started 3rd, dropped back to 4th, still putting the pressure on 3rd place. It's not out of reach.
And they've actually, Barnes has got to be careful because Barnes is not that far up the road either. He's now 7 seconds behind this battle. Behind the leader. But this battle for 3rd place is getting ever closer to him. They've still got quite a gap, but could be an interesting race with 3 laps to go.
Get a lot of Suzukis in this up front. The Suzuki SV650, a Ducati. We saw the other Ducati go down. Stephen Shakespeare, where art thou? A few Yamahas in there. That Yamaha FZ07. Again, you get points for the top 15 right now. Yep. Sean Adams in that spot on the Suzuki.
Ned Brown up in 14th position behind Tyler Valentine, in 13th.
And Sean Adams out of Grand Prairie, Texas. I know this because he and his brother Daniel both racing and trying to get those points. And my buddy Jim Whitten in 16th. One more spot, Jim. If you can get your friend Sean Adams, you'll get your first points of the year.
To be honest, that's one of the biggest stories of this weekend. Whitten's gone from right at the back, and he's up to 16th, just out of the points. What a day that would be for Jim Whitten.
Yeah, and you talk about Sean Adams, his brother up in 8th place behind Curtis Murray on the 180. So, and he'd been putting pressure. He was fast at Road America. We're looking at that race right now for 3rd. Can Cooper McDonald hold on to Joseph Blasius?
He's got traffic to worry about, and this is really going to be tough.
There it is.
Here we go.
No,
John Cooper,
you got to run out of space.
Oh,
what a
McDonald.
Way to hang on Blasius.
Yeah, nice stuff, and he is holding back. And look at them weave their way through, trying to dodge.
Oh, where do you go? The 303 held him up that time. Yazbal out of California held up Blasius. Blasius did not know where to go. Let's look at that one more time. We saw a little huckabuck here.
Got the jump, Cooper eyes looking forward, and on he goes. They were almost touching here. Look at this. He had to sit up and watch the rear end now just twitch.
It's because he got into the sealer. He got into that sealer, and there just wasn't.
That was beautiful. That was really, really brave.
Excellent.
Really good stuff.
Excellent craftsmanship on both parts. Blasius, I love him putting it in there. He was hoping he had enough grip. He just didn't have enough when he hit that sealer patch. We've seen it before on the other bikes. Dumas having no problems. 11.5 seconds up on Michael Barnes. This last lap of this affair of the Twins Cup race. 13-lap affair.
What a race. I mean, he spoke to me on the front. What did he say? He gave me his plan, and he said, I want to take the lead and go.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he's done. Excellent.
He's going to have a Twins 12-second victory. And also, at the end of the day, he's going to look at how much he's closed in on championship. Can he go back-to-back championships, winning the Liqui Moly Junior Cup in his first year last year? Can he follow that back up and win the Twins Cup this year? That's a tremendous step for the
amazing
road racing world rider. And future, I mean, he won 10 races in the juniors last year.
Yeah, and John Ulrich and Chris, they know exactly what they're doing. They always pick the talent, and here it is. MotoAmerica, I know Wayne Rainey's watching at home, and I know he's going to be smiling because this is what this championship is all about, nurturing these youngsters to make them beaters of the likes of Barnes and now McDonald. So this is just what they want. Final lap then, fantastic stuff by the youngster, Alex Dumas on the Suzuki to win here.
Blasius, his teammate, back and forth. We saw the aggressive riding, trying to make it up on the podium and join his teammate. But we will have a different points leader. Michael Barnes sits in second, but that's going to be enough because Chris Parrish, the points leader, is down and out of this race. But no problems from Alex Dumas, taking the win over Michael Barnes. The Suzuki victorious. The margin of victory for Alex Dumas on this one, it was double digits. It was 12 going into that final lap. Coming across the stripe, it's going to be more. 14.3 seconds behind is Michael Barnes. The race is for third. Who's it going to be? Cooper McDonald? Yep. 6 seconds behind Barnes, followed by Blasius, less than a second behind. I questioned whether Drake Beecham could close into the top 5. He does just that. He bests Jeff Tigert by 0.4 of a second. Drake Beecham in 5th, Tigert, Murray, and it looks like Daniel Adams going to come across in 8th as these guys are working their way through. Let's find out the points recipients. Jason Madama, even with that ride-through penalty from jumping the start, will finish 9th. 114 miles an hour, the top speed for Alex Dumas. Chris Lilligard in 10th. Aboard his Yamaha, Chris Bays on the 621 out of Knoxville on the R-Bomb Racing Suzuki is going to be 11th. Tyler Valentine in 12th. Danielle Diaz in 13th. 14th is going to be Ned Brown, and it looks like Sean Adams will finish 5th and take home that 1 championship point, followed by Witten, Ramsdale, Carl Price, Yazbal, as well as Michael Kim. So what a race in the Twins. Michael Barnes waving to everybody. He had a pretty uneventful race. He pretty much stayed in second the entire race, losing a little ground. About the midway point, he knew he wasn't going to catch up with Alex Dumas, and he backed her down, saved that bike. But Cooper, McDonald, boy, how did he move up through the field? Started in 10th, finishes in 3rd. That Yamaha out of Sapulpa, Oklahoma, Team AP MotoArts entry was the recipient of the most passes in the Twins Cup race today. What a run. As we look at the final results, again, everything's officially unofficial if I'm saying it, but it's officially a fast man. And Alex Dumas, the Canadian, showing without question. We wondered, could he be 0.4 faster than the rest of the field? Well, yep, he was about 0.4 faster every single lap when all is said and done, because he had a 14-second advantage over Michael Barnes. And you look at all the guys who able to take some points here at Utah, the final race of the day. Alex Dumas is also going to help out his championship points hunt. As we take a look at those championship standings, it was Chris Parrish coming into this event who was in front, but Parrish drops back to 4th now. Michael Barnes, the points leader, 11 points. And you know, Drake Beecham moving up into that top 5, it shows him into 2nd. So that's an excellent job there. Beecham was 3rd. He moves up 1 spot. Chris Parrish drops back to 4th. Alex Dumas only 20 down now. Dumas came in 28 points behind. He gained 8. Don't count out that kid. Watch the 24. 20 points behind. He can make that up in no time. That's only 4 wins away, even if you see Barnes get 2nd in each one of those races. So what a way to end it here. A dominating race, the biggest victory we've seen all day. Alex Dumas over the rest of the field. Michael Barnes in second. Jonathan Green now going trackside, hugs all around for that Suzuki crew. Rob Silva getting some camera time out there, showing some love to his rider Alex Dumas. And want to point out, Alex Dumas, not only does he take the victory, it's his first victory in the Twins Cup race. I told Rob that he was due. He had a chance of winning at the last round at Roadracing, where Dumas finished second. Alex Dumas convincingly wins for the first time here in the Twins Cup and puts himself in that championship hunt as he takes off that Arai helmet. This kid is fast, and he's definitely going to be one to watch in 2019. Barney still has a smile on his face, though. The Ducati comes across 14 seconds behind in second, but it looked like he was just managing that second-place finish. Jonathan Green's down trackside with Alex Dumas. Not only his first victory in Twins Cup, but also now only 20 points behind in the championship, Jonathan.
Yeah, one heck of a day, Alex. You got to be pleased with that. That was the most dominant performance out of all the classes. A great way to win, and now put yourself into contention.
Yeah, I'm really happy about all the bike, how the race went, and I'm really happy. Now I'm like 20 points or something.
That's right.
Yeah, and I'm really happy. I mean, we're off to a great start for the season, and I just hope the race is going to be like that.
In the second half of the season now, can you turn it around and make a win out of this? You won before in the Junior Cup. How about in the Twins?
Man, it's incredible just winning in the Twins. I'm really happy, and I hope for Laguna is going to go well.
All right, brilliant stuff by the outright wearing big man, Andrew Dumas.
Thanks.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights here. The 16 was out in front. Alex Dumas from the start. The kid out of Quebec City, Canada. Road Racing World, Young Gun Suzuki. He was fast in qualifying, 0.4 of a second faster than Michael Barnes, and at the end he was 14 seconds on that RoadRacingWorld.com M4 Suzuki. He was the cream of the crop, and not only moving himself into contention for the championship, but how about the special day and the high fives going out from young and not so young, but that was a strong run by Alex Dumas. His first ever victory in the Twins Cup here at MotoAmerica. Glad you could be a part of it and watch it here on MotoAmerica Live Plus.